Hello there, baseball fans, and welcome to another exciting game of the Apba Master Game. A big game tonight as we got Game 6 of the 1980 World Series here on the Tigerbob Broadcasting Network. This game will be played in Philadelphia as they're hosting Kansas City, with Philadelphia leading the series 3-2. Can Kansas City win Game 6 and force a Game 7? Can George Brett, who has 5 home runs so far, continue the torrid streak? Or will the Phillies win a world championship here tonight? That'll all be determined here shortly. This is Philadelphia's third trip to the Fall Classic, losing in 1915 to the Boston Red Sox, and they lost in 1950 to the New York Yankees. They're looking for their first World Series championship, and this is the Royals' first trip to the World Series. And this is Game 6. I'll tell you how we got here. Philadelphia took the first game of the World Series here 12-4. Kansas City evened it up after 2 games 7-4. Philadelphia took Game 3 4-2. Game 4 they took 5-2, and Kansas City come back in Game 5 and took Game 5 5-4, and that put us at 3-2 Philadelphia, as we get ready for Game 6 here shortly. Steve Carlton's on the mound for Philadelphia. He's be his second appearance. He pitched back in Game 2 of the series, and he didn't get a decision, but that's the game Kansas City come back and won 7-4. So I'll go down to Kansas City Royals batting order. We got Willie Wilson leading off in left field. UL Washington, the shortstop, batting second. Batting third, we got George Brett. Hal McRae, DH, batting fourth. Fifth, Amos Otis, center field. Sixth, William Mays Aikens, first base. Seventh, John Wattham, the catcher. Jose Cardinal in right. Second baseman, Frank White. And Kansas City has a 42-34 defense, so fielding one team, fielding 2 infield. Rich Gale will be pitching for Kansas City. And all warmed up on the mound for Philadelphia's Carlton. He is a grade 18 pitcher with a K and a Z, the left-hander from Miami, Florida. So let's get ready for first pitch. So leading off will be Willie Wilson. He is hitting .348 so far in the World Series. He has a double and a triple, and he has 4 stolen bases. So here's the first pitch by the left-handed Carlton. 14's a 30. 30 struck him out. K is a strikeout with a 30. 1 up and 1 away. Already got a nasty pitch slider by Carlton. So we got 1 out. And now batting is UL Washington, batting number 2 today against the lefty. Washington, 22 is an 8. Plus 2, 18 becomes a 16. That will be a fly ball center field. 2 up, 2 away for Kansas City. And batting third is George Brett, hitting .611 with 2 doubles and 5 home runs, 9 RBIs. He has been hot. So we got the lefty on lefty. Here's the pitch to Brett. 15 is an 11. That is going to be a base hit, George Brett. George Brett's on first base. And he is an E28. It's a possibility he could steal. E28 would have a 25 chance of stealing, as Carlton's the +3, Boone's a +0. So 25 chance of stealing with Hal McRae up. And he's going to try and steal second base. Here's the throw to second base. Dice rolls a 51. 51's a 25. His range is 11. He's going to steal second base. So Brett, he gets the base hit and he steals second base. Kansas City has a runner on second base. And up steps Hal McRae, trying to knock in a run here. Put Kansas City on top. Here's the pitch to McRae. 25 is a 10, a +1. So a 10 off to 17. Man on second, grade 17. We got a 10. That's a little 26. That is going to be a K strikeout. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Carlton. Well, let's go to the bottom of the first. Kansas City no score. Philadelphia coming up. So the right-hand pitcher for Kansas City from Littleton, New Hampshire, warming up, and we'll go down to Phillies batting order. Leading off will be Lonnie Smith. Batting second, we got first baseman Pete Rose. Third, Mike Schmidt. Cleanup hitter, Bake McBride. Batting fifth, DH, Lizinski. Sixth, center field Maddox. Seventh, Trio, the second baseman. Eighth, Boa, the shortstop. And batting ninth will be Boone, the catcher. They are a 42-36, and they're fielding one team, fielding one infield. And we got the grade 7 right-hander, Rich Gale, pitching for Kansas City. And he pitched back in, I think it was game 3, and that was a game that Philadelphia had won 4-2. Rich Gale got the loss in that one. So coming up the bat is Lonnie Smith. Gale all warmed up, and here's the pitch to Lonnie Smith. Lonnie Smith, 12-25. Ground ball up the middle. Easy toss. Over to first. Frank White. Over to Akins. One up, one away. And now batting is Charlie Hustle. Pete Rose hitting an even 300 in the series so far. 32-26. That ball's in the hole. Grabbed. Frank White over to first. 2 up, 2 away. And now batting with 2 outs in the first inning is Mike Schmidt, the power-hitting third baseman. 25 is a 8. Handicap 2, 7's a 9. Base hit. Schmidt's on first base with a single. So Schmidt's at E27. Little 30. He has a 30 chance of stealing. If he wants to steal, he has a 30 chance of stealing. 30 will be the 11 through 56. Up steps McBride. And there goes Schmidt trying to steal second base, and he's going to be safe. Schmidt steals second base. So we got 2 outs. Schmidt on second base. And here's the pitch to Bake McBride. 15 is a 7. That'll be a line drive to right field. The dice rolls a 1, so line drive to right. It's a 52 out there. Right fielder Cardinal is a 27 arm. Schmidt has 15 speed. That leaves 12. That comes off to 52. 40 chance of scoring. So that's going to be a base hit. Kansas City falls behind by 1. Philadelphia scores. As Mike Schmidt scores. McBride's on first base. So 2 outs, man on first base, and up steps Lizinski. Gale pitching to Lizinski. 31's a 14. Ball 4. 2 on. We got 2 on. We got 2 away. Rich Gale in first inning trouble, and here's the pitch to Gary Maddox. 34-31. Fly ball, center field. Oldest back on the run. Makes the catch. And we are going to second inning. Philadelphia leading 1-0. Leading off for Kansas City, be Otis, followed by Akins and Johnny Watson. Here's the pitch to the right-handed Amos Otis. 12's a 25. Ground ball, second base. Trio grabs it. Over to first. 1 up. 1 away here in the top of the second inning. And now batting is Willie Mays Akins, hitting .211 so far. Here's the pitch to Akins. 24-13. Strikeout number 3 for lefty. The Cy Young Award winner here in 1984. Philadelphia Phillies. And up steps Duke John Watson. 44 is an 8. -0 off the 18. That is going to be a fly ball center field. Routine. Maddox under it. We are going to bottom of the second inning. Phillies leading in the series 3-2 and leading in the game 1-0. And here's the pitch to Manny Trio. Manny Trio, 53's the 19. Ground ball to George Brett. Comes over, grabs it, bobbles it, drops it. And we have a base runner. Manny Trio's on as George Brett. Made an error at third base. Usually sure-handed. So Phillies have a runner on first, and up steps Larry Boa. And here's the pitch to Larry Boa. Switch hitter hitting left-handed. Boa, 53. 53's a 19. Ground ball to George Brett. Be fielding one. Out. Third to first. Runner to second. They're sure testing George Brett right now, aren't they? So one out. Runner on second base. Now batting is Brett Boone. Bob Boone, Brett Boone's dad, 46. 46 is a 29 with a man on second base. That's going to be a first baseman. Grabs it over to the pitcher covering. 2 away. Back to the top of the order. So 2 outs. Manny Trio went to third base on the ground out. So here's Lonnie Smith. 2 outs. Man on third. 25 is an 11. Off to grade 6 with the man on third. That's going to be a fly ball left field. Over. Wilson makes the catch for the third out on a fly ball to left field. And we are going to top of the third inning with Phillies leading 1-0. And up steps right fielder Jose Cardinal. 35. 35 is a 40. That's an RP. 45 on the 40. 45 on the 40 is a 22. Alrighty, we got a pitcher. Pitcher 22. Dice rolls a 53. Carlton's only a fielding 1. That's going to be a first on air. First baseman grabs it. P. Rose grabs it, flips it to Carlton, and Carlton drops it. And Jose Cardinal's on first base. On the air by Carlton. Looks like he got there in plenty of time to beat the runner, but he just dropped it. So now we got nobody out. Frank White up. Cardinal on first base. Here's the pitch. Carlton pitching to Frank White. 31 is a 9. Plus 2, a 9 off to 16. With the man on first. 9 off to 16. That's a single. He beats it out. Little bouncer to second base. Could not make a play. Kansas City has 2 on. Nobody out. And up steps Willie Wilson. As they have a threat going here in the top of the third. Carlton pitching to Willie Wilson. 22 is a 7. First and second, 7. Willie Wilson. That's going to be a base hit. Single to left. 57-30. So on the base hit the left field out there, we got Lonnie Smith out there with the 27 arm. Minus the 11 speed. 16 out to 57. 41 chance of scoring. So Kansas City ties it up as Cardinal comes home and scores. And Frank White's going to stop at second base. And we got him still on first and second. Now Kansas City has a run in. There's still nobody out. And now batting is U.L. Washington. And there's the pitch to Washington. Carlton pitching to Washington. 52 is a 27. Third baseman. 36 put him in fielding 1. Double play. No K strikeout. Struck him out. That'll be the 4th strikeout for Carlton today. And coming up the bat is George Brett. So first and second, 1 out, and up steps George Brett with his 5 home runs in the World Series so far. And here's the pitch. Lefty on lefty. Snake eyes is a 4. Minus 11 off the 29. That ball's far. That ball's deep. And that ball is gone. A 4 with the first and second. That is a 3-run home run for George Brett, as he just hit his 6th home run of the series. And Kansas City takes a 4-1 lead. What a blast by Brett just single-handedly trying to win the World Series here for Kansas City. And Carlton, as soon as he threw it, he knew it was a bad pitch. So the stadium, Veteran Stadium's getting really quiet. Up steps McRae. Kansas City leading 4-1. Still 1 out, and here's the pitch to McRae. 15 is a 10. 18 becomes a 17. A 10 off to grade 17 will be a fly ball center field. 2 away. Base is empty. And up steps Amos Otis. What a big inning by Kansas City. Here's the pitch to Otis. 45-14. Now he walks Amos Otis. We got a base runner on first base for Kansas City with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And up steps Willie Mays-Aikens. And here's the pitch. Lefty on lefty. Willie Mays-Aikens. 65-35. Pops it up on the infield. Boone. The catcher under it. He's going to make the catch. And we're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kansas City jumping out to a 4-1 lead. Heart of the order coming up, Pete Rose, Schmidt, and McBride, and then Luzinski. So here's the pitch to Pete Rose. 36-33. Gale, Y-Man, struck him out. 1 away. Rich Gale, he has to just keep getting outs here. Up steps Mike Schmidt. 21-30. Fly ball, left field, down in the corner. Wilson running, makes a running catch. 2 away. And up steps Bake McBride. Singled in the run last time up. 34-31. That's medium depth center field, Otis under it. And Philadelphia goes out 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 3rd, and we're going top of the 4th. Royals leading 4-1. And up steps the catcher, Wathan. Carlton, pitching to the right-handed. John Wathan, 65-35. Ground ball 3rd base. Mike Schmidt grabs it. Over to 1st. 1 up, 1 away. In the top of the 4th inning. And up steps Cardinal. Started the last inning when he was on an error by Carlton. Here's the pitch, 26-32. 32 is a struck him out. K-Man struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Carlton. And now batting is the 2nd baseman, the right-hand hitting. Frank White, 65-35. That's a 2-bouncer down to 3rd base. Schmidt grabs it, fires to 1st. And that was an easy inning there for Carlton. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-1 lead for Kansas City. Leading off is the Bull, Greg Luzinski. Here's the pitch to the Bull. 52-27, 3rd base, bouncer. Brett grabs it, fire to 1st. 1 away. With 1 out, up steps Gary Maddox. 46-27, 3rd base. Brett grabs another one and throws it to 1st. He made an error down there, and now they're trying to test him every play, but he's up to the challenge now. Up steps the 2nd baseman. Manny Trio, 51, is at 8. Handicap 2, 8 off the grade 9. Manny Trio drops one into left field. So we got a 2-out single by Manny Trio. And up steps Larry Boa. Trying to just keep something going here in the bottom of the 4th. Larry Boa, 53 is a 19, 3rd base. 51 defense on a 5 third baseman. Puts him in fielding 1. 19. That is the ground ball. Brett grabs it over to 1st. And we are going to the 5th inning. Top of the 5th inning with Kansas City leading 4-1. Carlton has to keep mowing them down here to give Philadelphia a shot. Willie Wilson steps up, singled his last time up and scored a run. Here's the pitch. Willie Wilson, 43-29. Comebacker. Carlton grabs it over to 1st. 1 away. Now batting is the shortstop, U.L. Washington. 33 is a 7. That ball drops into left field. U.L. Washington's on first base with a base hit. So we got a fast runner on first base. And the guy they don't want to have up with runners on first base is George Brett, hitting .650 in the World Series. Slugger percentage of .1650, 6 home runs. What a tear. Carlton, lefty and lefty, pitching to George Brett. 45-14, ball 2. George Brett, lefty on lefty, here's the pitch. 42 is at 8. Off to 29 with a man on first. 33, pops it up on the infield. Schmidt's over, makes the catch. And they get George Brett out. That doesn't happen very often. So 2 outs and up steps Hale McRae. 61-24, man on first. Ground ball. Shortstop grabs it over to second. And that ends the top of the 5th inning. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, Kansas City still leading 4-1. And up steps Boone. Boone is up. 43. 43's at 29. That's a comebacker to Gale. He grabs it over to first. 1 away. Top of the order. Up steps Lonnie Smith. Lonnie Smith, 62. 62's at 13. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Rich Gale. As he just keeps trying to get some outs here. Up steps Pete Rose, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch to Pete Rose, 33 is a 7. He slaps that one into left field. Pete Rose is on first base. And up steps the power hitter for Philadelphia. Schmidt still looking for his first home run. Here's the pitch. Gale pitching to Schmidt, righty on righty. 61-14, ball 4. Phillies have a rally going now. They got 2 guys on with 2 outs. And up steps Fake McBride. As Rich Gale ran into a little trouble here in the 5th inning. And here's the pitch to the left-handed Fake McBride. 55 is a 7. A first and second 7. That would be a single to left to hit numbers 67 and 38. So the single to left, 67. Rose is going to score without a throw. And Mike Schmidt's going to stop at second base. And we have a 4-2 game now. We're still on first and second. And up steps Lazinski. We're 1 swing of a bat from them possibly putting Philadelphia ahead. Here's the pitch. Gale pitching to Lazinski. 44 is at 8. Off the 8, first and second. That's going to drop in there. Single to right. With the 66, Schmidt's going to score. With the hit number 64, McBride's going all the way to third base. And we are now got a 4-3 game. Runners on first and third. Still 2 outs. And Rich Gale out there struggling a little bit. He's still going to stay out there for another hitter here. Here's the pitch, righty on righty. 31 is a 9. 9 off the 9. First and third. That's going to be a single over short. 39 to center. So McBride's going to score to tie the game. Lazinski, the slow runner, is going to stop at second base. We got a tie game and we got a timeout. 4-4 as Philadelphia bounces back strong. So Kansas City's making a change. Rich Gale's out of the game and they're going to bring in Rennie Martin to pitch. So he'll be coming in to pitch to Manny Trio. First and second, 2 outs, and we are tied at 4. As Rich Gale ran into a lot of trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. Martin's going to try and see if he can get out of it. Here's the pitch. 16's a 28. Ground ball to the shortstop. Over to second. Fielder's choice. And the carnage is done here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we're going to top of the 6th inning with this game tied at 4. And leading off will be Amos Otis. will be leading off for Kansas City. Carlton pitching to Amos Otis. 25 is a 9. -5 off the lefty. The 18 becomes a 23. A 9 off the grade 23 will be right back to the pitcher. Over to first. 1 away. And now batting is lefty on lefty. Willie Mays Aikens. Kansas City has to get some runs here going again. Willie Mays Aikens, 42 is a 14. He walks Willie Mays Aikens. So we got a man on first, 1 out. And now batting is Wathan. Here's the pitch to Johnny Wathan. 45, 14, 14, Z, ball 2. Wathan still up the bat. Here's the pitch. 66 is a 0. 14 is a 6. That is going to be a double over third base. And Aikens is going to go to third. So now we got 1 out. Runners on second and third. And coming up the bat is Jose Cardinal. The second and third, 1 out. And they're going to leave the infield deep. And here's the pitch. Lefty pitching to the right-handed Cardinal. 36. 36 is a 14. He walks Jose Cardinal, and we got the bases loaded. And let's go to a timeout for a mound visit. So Carlton's pitch count's starting to go up quite a bit, but he still has a lot left in the tank, so they're going to leave him in here to pitch to Frank White. So bases loaded. 1 out, infield deep, pitching to Frank White. Here we go. 36, 33, with the bases loaded. Struck him out. K strikeout. The old K pitch is working well today, and that's his 6th strikeout. Bases still loaded. Willie Wilson hitting 346, but he needs a big hit right now. So Carlton pitching to the switch hitter, hitting right-handed Willie Wilson. Here's the pitch. 52 is a 27. Ground ball third base. Schmidt grabs it. Over to second. Fielder's choice. Kansas City puts up a big threat, but cannot score. And now we are going to bottom. 6th inning with Martin on the mound. Boa coming up the bat. Tied up as the Phillies at home trying to win their first World Series ever. Here's the pitch. Martin pitching to Boa. 42, 32. Fly ball right field. Cardinals under that one. 1 away. And up steps the catcher, Bobby Boone. Bob Boone, 43, 29. It's a comebacker. Martin, underhand toss, first base. Got him. 2 away. Top of the order. Bottom of the 6th. 2 outs. And up steps Lonnie Smith. Martin pitching to Lonnie Smith. 43 is a 29. That's another one. Martin coming in quickly. The pitcher, fire to first. Got him. Got him by a half a step. We are going to the top of the 7th inning. We are still tied. The Carlton's going to try and get through one more inning as he's up to 28 batters faced. So here we go. Top of the order. It's the number 2 hitter up the bat. UL Washington. Carlton pitching to Washington. 64, 13. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Carlton. As he's had his moments today, he's looked good, and he's had moments today he's been awful. And up steps the lefty on lefty situation. George Brett. Here's the pitch to Brett. 62. 62's a 9. 9 off the grade 29. He does struggle against the lefties. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Larry Boa. Sure-handed. Throws it to first. We got 2 outs. And up steps Hal McRae. It's Kansas City fighting for the lives, trying to get a run across here. Hal McRae, 32, 26. Ground ball, second base, speared trio. Quick toss, got him. And we are going to bottom of the 7th inning. Tied at 4. There we are with a little shot of a young Miggy Cabrera with Kurt Gibson on the left and George Kell on the right. And Maglio is the 7th inning stretch. Always ask if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you like some of the stuff you've been watching with the horse racing and maybe some hockey or little bit of football, golf, and subscribe. Any comments, any likes, all of it is greatly appreciated, and hope you enjoy the rest of the game here. Thanks for hanging out. So coming in the pitch here in the bottom of the 7th inning will be Marty Patton. He's pitched 4 innings so far, giving up 4 runs, 6 hits, and he has 1 walk with an ERA of 9.00. So he's going to try and right the wrong so far. And leading off will be future Hall of Famer. I don't know. Pete Rose. 16-28, ground ball shortstop. UL Washington grabs it, throw to first. 1 away. And up steps Mike Schmidt. Still looking for his first home run of the World Series. Righty on righty. Marty Patton pitching to Schmidt. 52-27, ground ball. George Brett lays out, stands up, throw to first. Got him. 2 away. Phenomenal play by the third baseman, George Brett. And with 2 outs, we got Bake McBride batting. Left-hand hitter. 66 is a 1. That ball's deep. That ball's far. That ball is gone. Home run, right field. Bake McBride. 2nd home run of the World Series. And Philadelphia has the lead in the 7th inning. And they're looking to win the first World Series ever. Wow. Bake McBride hits the home run. Crowd going crazy with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Up steps Greg Lazinski. Here's the pitch to Lazinski. 46-13. Patton strikes him out. And we're going to the top of the 8th inning. Philadelphia leading 5-4. So we got a change for Philadelphia. They're going to take Lonnie Smith out from left field, and they're going to put Greg Gross is going out to play left field. So Greg Gross is out in left field for Lonnie Smith. And Carlton, he's still out there. He's going to pitch the 8th inning. As Philadelphia is 6 outs away from winning their first World Series ever. Trying to win this thing in 6 games. And leading off will be Amos Otis, the right-hand hitter. And here's the pitch to Otis. 54-32, swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 8. As Carlton is really starting to deal now. Now we got the lefty on lefty. Willie Mays Aikens looking for a pitch to tie this game up. And here we go. Aikens, 64-22. Catcher, 41, puts him into fielding 1. Little bouncer out there. Catcher grabs it, throw to first. 2 up. 2 away. In the Kansas City 8th inning. And up steps Johnny Wathen. They need a base hit bad here from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Johnny Wathen. He is 2 for 8 in the World Series so far. 32-26. Ground ball. Second base. Trio grabs it. Over to first. And we are going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Philadelphia winning 5-4. So we got a pitching change for Kansas City. They're going to bring in Quisenberry here to pitch bottom of the 8th inning, just to try to keep this game close, try to keep it a 1-run game. So he is the grade 13R with the double Z, and he'll be facing Maddox, Trio, and Boa. So up steps Maddox, bottom of the 8th. Quisenberry. Pearson gets to sign. Here we go. Pitch to Maddox. 22 is a 7. That ball drops into left field. Maddox is on first base with a base hit. And he is a D32. So if he wants to steal, he would have a 34 chance of stealing. But they're going to hit and run. Manny Trio, hit and run play. 16's a 28. Ground ball to the shortstop. Washington over to first. 1 away. Runner on second base. And up steps Larry Boa with a runner on second base and 1 out. Quisenberry pitching to Boa. 45, man on second base. That will be ball 4. So 2 on, 1 out. Quisenberry. Usually don't walk anybody, but he did there. And up steps Boone. 2 on, 1 out. Pitching to Bobby Boone. 46-29. That's a comebacker to the pitcher. 64 on the 2 pitcher. Puts him in fielding 3. So 46-29, fielding 3. Little comebacker. Fielder's choice, pitcher to short. They cannot turn to double play. Fielder's choice, 1-6. 2 outs. Runners on first and third. And up steps the top of the order. Quisenberry has to get Greg Gross out, batting for the first time. Left-hand hitter. Here's the pitch. Greg Gross. First at bat in the World Series. Left-hand hitter. Here we go. 14-30. Fly ball left field. Willie Wilson over. Makes the catch. And we are going to the 9th inning. Philadelphia leading 5-4. Crowd going crazy as they are 3 outs away from winning their first World Series ever. So we got a pitching change here. Top of the 9th. They're bringing in Tug McGraw to try and close this thing up. He's a grade 22 left-hander with the X, Y, and a Z. As this place is going just crazy loud. As we got 65,838 people here in attendance. Nobody's left. They're all standing on their feet. And up steps Kansas City's Jose Cardinal. As Kansas City needs a base runner, Tug McGraw. All warmed up, and here's the pitch to Cardinal. 65-35, ground ball. Speared. Schmidt, throw to first. 1 up, 1 away. As right now, Kansas City is 2 outs away from losing this World Series. So Frank White standing in there with 1 out. Tug McGraw delivers to Frank White. 53-19. Ground ball to third base. He's up with it. Throw to first. And it's in the dirt. It gets away from the first baseman. Frank White is going to be safe at first base on an air. They're going to call that a throwing error. So Mike Schmidt makes the throwing error. And Frank White is on first base. So Frank White is a D29. McGraw has a +2 arm. Boone has a +0. So he has a 27 out of 36 chance of stealing second base here in the 9th inning. As they have to somehow try and get a run off Tug McGraw. So Tug McGraw is trying to hold him on. And up batting is Willie Wilson. So if he decides to steal, he will have an 11-53 chance of scoring. And here we go. McGraw delivers. And there he goes, trying to steal second base. Here's the throw, and he's going to be safe. 14 is safe. Frank White is on second base with a stolen base. Wow. Kansas City had a lot of guys thrown out on his bases earlier in the series, but right now, when it matters the most, they got a fast man on second base now, and up steps Willie Wilson with 1 out and Tug McGraw on the mound. And here we go. Here's the pitch to Willie Wilson, hitting left-handed. 54-32, fly ball, right field. That'll be the easy out there for McBride. Now we got 2 outs in the 9th. And coming up the bat is UL Washington. So the crowd on their feet, this place is so loud. And we got 2 outs in the 9th. UL Washington up. George Brett on deck. Tug McGraw trying to get the save. Washington trying to get George Brett up this inning. And here's the pitch. The lefty pitching to the right-hand pitching. Right-hand hitting UL Washington. 44 is an 8 plus 2. 22 becomes a 20. With the man on second base, it's an 8. That is going to be the ground ball to the shortstop. Grabbed by Boa. throw the first. Got him! In Philadelphia, they're all mobbing. They're all in the middle of the field here as Philadelphia has won this game 5-4, and they have just won the World Series, 1980 World Series, 4-2. Coming back with a 3-run rally in the 5th and scoring a home run from Baker McBride in the 7th inning. And they have won the World Series here at home. And just listen to the crowd. It is crazy here. For the first time in the history of the Philadelphia Phillies, at the 3rd World Series appearance, first time since 1950, they beat Kansas City 4-2 to take the 1980 World Series on Baker McBride's 2nd home run of the World Series in the 7th inning, put them ahead by the 1 run to be the game winner. Final line scores today for the teams was Philadelphia, the winners. They had 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Kansas City, 4 runs, 6 hits. They made 1 error. Carlton pitched 8 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Not his best performance, but he got his 2nd win of the World Series. Tug McGraw come in and pitched the 9th inning. He got the save. Kansas City started with Gale, pitched good early, but he ran into trouble in the 5th, pitched 4 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Ronnie Martin come in and pitched a very solid 1 1/3 innings. Patton come in and he gave up the home run to McBride in the 7th inning. And Quisenberry pitched an 8th inning to try and keep it close. And Kansas City did get the runner on second base, but they could not score the run to tie it up. Home runs in the game was George Brett hit his 6th home run of the World Series. And McBride's home run was the 2nd of the World Series. As far as hits go, George Brett was 2 for 4. He ended up hitting .577 for the World Series. He was the only Kansas City guy with more than 1 hit. And on the other side, Baker McBride ended up hitting .448 as he had 3 hits for 4. He was 3 for 4 today he had 3 RBIs. So he was a star of the game today. So that is it. As some of the people are leaving the ballpark, but most of the fans are still hanging around. The 65, almost 66,000 fans. So that is it here from Bay City, Michigan, replaying the 1980 World Series on the @Tigerbob Broadcasting Network. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And as always, keep playing Apba. You never know what exciting stuff might happen. Hope everybody enjoyed the World Series here, the 1980 World Series. This ended up as in real life, Philadelphia, 4-2 in real life and 4-2 here in the replay. What a series by George Brett. He was amazing. Baker McBride had a big World Series for the Phillies too. And I just want to talk about the game for a minute here. The little things in Apba that matter so much is Carlton having the K on the card instead of the X and the Y. He would have got the double play there with George Brett on deck. And George Brett would have come in up the bat with maybe a guy on maybe third base or something with 2 outs. But instead, ended up being the strikeout. He got the bat with runners on first and second, and the Snake Eyes 4 became the big 3-run homer that put Kansas City ahead 4-1. And for at that point in time there, I thought Kansas City was going to roll along pretty good. And another weird one, too, was one of the guys was up for the Phillies. I forget who it is, but I got the 11, and 11 off the grade 6 pitcher was out. I thought that was really surprising. Philly ended up getting they scored all those runs there in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs. So, yeah, Gale, he just ran into problems there. So, always unique stuff that happens with the Apba game. Kind of going back and forth with the MVP. It's only happened, I think, one time. I think I read where 1962, Bobby Richardson for the Yankees got the MVP for the losing team. But if I had to give an MVP award out, which I will, I'd give the MVP out to George Brett, quite honestly. He was just amazing. He hit .591. He had 2 doubles, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs, had a slugging percentage of 1.500, and on base is 640. And then the best player for Phillies was Bake McBride, who did hit 400. He had 2 home runs. He had the game-winning home run in the World Series here, and he had 10 RBI, so Bake McBride was really good. And Mike Schmidt never had a home run. So George Brett with 6 home runs and Schmidt with no home runs. Who would have thought that would happen and the Phillies would still win the World Series? But probably just came down, I don't know, earlier in the series there was a couple things that happened. That Kansas City was snake bite running the bases. And if they would have snuck 1 or 2 of those games, this would have went the other way. But that's the way it is with baseball. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll probably be doing something else here shortly. But I got some horse racing going on, and I got my playoffs in the hockey. I got my hockey game of the week going on. I got a horse racing on Friday, and we'll probably get something maybe with the Baseball Hall of Famers going for a bit. I think I'm going to take a break with the World Series teams. So I appreciate you guys that have been following along. And as always, hey guys, keep playing Apba. It is an awesome game. You guys have a great baseball season.